Good morning, children. Once again, welcome to One Mark Solutions. So please subscribe, like, and share to all of your friends. So let us start with Assertion and Reason for Chapter 12, Electricity. Without electricity, just imagine, can you live without electricity? Do you think like that? Now it is very, very important one, isn't it? Right, children? Now we can go for assertion and reason. We are going to deal with that. So the first one, the connecting wires are made up of copper. All of you know that, isn't it? If you're taking in your house or any building, you can see that the wires, the connecting wires are made up of copper. Why it is like that? First of all, we can say it will conduct, isn't it? So here we will see that what is the reason given. Electric conductivity copper is high. So what will be the answer? No doubt, assertion and reason are true. And the reason is the correct explanation of A. Right? What is conductivity? You know that, right? Conduction takes place if free electrons are more. So copper is the best conductor, we can say. Why? Because so many free electrons are there for conducting. So here the option is A. Now let us move on to the next question. Second one, when the length of the wire is doubled, then its resistance also gets doubled. That means you are studying the resistance depends on length and area of cross section in dimension, along with the nature of the material and the physical conditions like temperature, pressure, etc. 4 factors are there, right? Out of the 4 factors, we will consider the 2 dimensions. When length increases, what will happen? Resistance also increases. When area increases, what will happen? It decreases. So length is directly proportional and the resistance is inversely proportional to area. So here assertion is absolutely correct, isn't it? Now we can go for reason. The resistance of a wire is directly proportional to its length. That is the thing just now we have discussed, isn't it? So reason is absolutely correct explanation of the assertion. So which is the option? Both A and R are true and it is a correct explanation, means the option A. Now let us move on to the third one. Third one we can say assertion, the 200 watt bulbs glow with more brightness than 100 watt bulb. Why it is like that? Is it correct? 200 watt. Watt bulb means what is it? The power of the bulb. Watt means what is it? It is a unit of power. And you should know the relation between the power and the resistance, isn't it? When resistance increases, what will happen? The heat energy also increases. H is equal to I squared RT you have studied. So here power increases means resistance decreases. P is equal to V squared by R. So here which is having more power? 200 is having more power. So we will see that what is the reason given. A 100 watt bulb has more resistance than 200 watt bulb. Is it correct? Yes, the reason is absolutely correct. From what? How will you get it actually? P is equal to V squared by R. That means what is it here? We can say the 100 watt, why it is like that? 100 watt bulb has more resistance. The equation P is equal to V squared by R. So the answer is option A. Okay, so please keep in mind P is equal to V squared by R. The power and the relation between the power and the resistance. Now we can go for the next question. The fourth question, assertion. Wire A is thin in comparison to the wire B of the same material, same length, then resistance of the wire A is greater than the resistance of the wire B. I'll read it once again. A wire A is thin. They are telling it is thin in comparison to the wire B. Here 2 wires are there and wire A is thin. Of same material, same length. The resistance of the wire A is greater than the resistance of wire B. Is it correct or not? You think it of. Length is same, material is same. Only the thickness is different. So A is having less thickness than the B. So thickness decreases, resistance increases. So which is the correct? A will be more resistance than B. So the assertion is correct. Like that you have to split the sentence and find it is correct or not. So assertion is correct. What about reason? Resistivity of wire A is greater than the resistivity of wire B. Can we say like that? Here, A and B are of same material, right? Here we can say A and B are of same material. So resistivity will be same. Why? Because resistivity depends only on the nature of the material. All of you know this point is very, very important. Resistivity depends only on the nature of the material. So the reason is false, no doubt. Keep it in mind, children. Resistivity, or we can call it a specific resistance. It depends on the nature of the material. If the material is same, resistivity will be same. So which is the option here? A is true, but R is false. So the option C. Now let us move on to the fifth question. Assertion. The positive charge inside the cell always goes from positive terminal to the negative terminal. You know that what is the direction of the current? From positive to negative, isn't it? And we can say the current is always opposite to the flow of electrons. Keep it in mind. The electrons are moving from negative terminal to the positive terminal. And we are getting the current direction from positive to the negative. So here it is given positive charge inside the cell always goes from positive to the negative. Is it correct? Not at all. Inside the cell, it is not correct. If it is outside, it's okay. And the reason is giving positive charge inside the cell, yes, may go from negative to positive. That is absolutely correct. So here we can say assertion is false and reason is true. And always keep in mind, if you are getting why the current is always from positive to negative. Why? What is the reason? You just think it of. Conventionally speaking, always the flow takes place from higher to lower. That is why current we can say higher potential to lower potential. That is from positive to negative. So please keep in mind, all of you children, direction of current is always opposite the direction of the electrons. Here the answer is the option D, A is false and R is true. Next we can go for the next one, assertion and reason. Sixth one, electric appliances with the metallic body have 3 connections, right? Whereas an electric bulb has 2-pin connection. Is correct, isn't it? Electrical appliances like iron box, right? Fridge, like that we can say if you are using heater, there we can say 3 connections. 2 connections for one is positive and one is negative. That means we have to get the current, isn't it? And what is the third one? Third one for earthing. But in electric bulb only 2. That is enough, right? More voltage is coming used for electric appliances. So assertion is absolutely correct. What about the reason? 3-pin connection reduce heating of connecting wires. Is it so? Just think it of. 3-pin connection, why we are using the 3rd pin for grounding, for earthing. What do you mean by that actually? What is the use of the earthing we can say? That means if any more voltage, more current is coming or short circuit is there, what will happen? It will directly, the charges, the voltage will directly flow to the earth and earth will attract all the things. Earth is ready to accept all these charges, right? So here assertion is correct, reason is not correct, it is false. So which is the option? Option C. Now we can go for the 7th one. The resistivity of conductor increases with increase of temperature. You should know that when temperature increases, what will happen? They are getting more energy, right? The electrons are getting more energy and they will collide more. So the time between the collision will be reducing. The equation is also there for resistivity. Rho is equal to m divided by n is square tau. This you will study in higher classes. According to that, we can say when relaxation time decreases, resistivity increases. But you have to study only this. What is it? When temperature increases, resistivity and the resistance of a conductor increases. So assertion is absolutely correct. Next one. The resistivity is the reciprocal of conductivity. Yes, that is also correct, right? Resistivity is the reciprocal of conductivity. Conductive means conduct, right? So it is the just opposite of the resistivity. So what is the answer? Here we can say whether the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. No, they have to say about the dependence of the temperature and resistivity, isn't it? Directly proportional. But here it is given as the dependence of the resistivity and conductivity. So here the answer is B. Why? Because reason and assertion are true, but reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. Now we can go for the next question, that is 8-1. If a graph is plotted between the potential difference and the current flowing, the graph is a straight line passing through the origin. All of you think of it. It's very, very important one. If you draw a graph V and I, V along the x-axis, I along the y-axis, you will get the straight line. If you are taking the ulta also, no problem. It will be a straight line passing through the origin. Yes, the assertion is correct. Now we can say reason. The current is directly proportional to the potential difference. Yes, that is why we are getting straight line. Current and potential difference are directly proportional. So that is why we are getting correct. What is it? Straight line. So here assertion and reason is true, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. The option A. Now we can go for the next one. 9th question, we can say longer wires have greater resistance and the smaller wires have lesser resistance. Of course, we have discussed already, depends on the length. Resistance depends on the length. When the length increases, resistance also decreases. When area increases, resistance decreases. So assertion is correct. What about reason? Resistance is inversely proportional to length of the wire. No, that is not correct, isn't it? It is directly proportional. So the reason is not correct. That means it is false. So A is true and R is false, which is option C. Now we can go for the 10th one. The equation B is equal to RA does not imply to those conducting devices which do not obey Ohm's law. Now, obey Ohm's law means what is it? Those materials which obey Ohm's law, we can call it as ohmic material, and does not obey, we can call it as non-ohmic material. Two materials are there. We will study in detail in higher classes. Non-ohmic material, in a good example, we can say semiconductors. All the semiconductor devices are non-ohmic material. And the reason we can say V is equal to Ri is a statement of Ohm's law. Yes, absolutely correct, isn't it? What is Ohm's law actually? State Ohm's law means what is it? At constant temperature, the voltage, that potential difference is directly proportional to the current flowing, or the reverse also we can say current flowing is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor. So here we can say yes, here A is true and R is also correct. Here small mistake is here. Here the reason is not correct explanation. We can say V is equal to Ri is a statement of Ohm's law. That is also correct. Okay. So here, thank you for watching, children. Please study. The Ohm's law is very important. But this is the basic thing. You have to study then. Thank you for watching. Thank you once again.